Health Memorial Hospital. He says those who are coming in sick and dying are unvaccinated. He says patients and their families are arriving, pleading for every medicine they have, and there is nothing to save the COVID patients who are dying. He's pleading with Coloradans to get vaccinated.
There are personal concerns, there's personal beliefs, there's personal political leanings. At this point, the situation has become so dire that we are begging and pleading with people to get the vaccine to support their community.
Alex Stone, ABC News.
A European nation is taking steps to close the gender pay gap.
The Finnish government planning a new law allowing workers to check what their colleagues are earning if they suspect they are being discriminated against. The move comes as part of an effort to close the pay gap between men and women. The bill is being criticized by the biggest employers organization, arguing it would create more conflicts in the workplace, while workers' unions want even more transparency. Inez de la Quatera, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
Less than 24 hours after a fiery nighttime launch at Kennedy's Space Center, the SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft docked with the International Space Station. The 4 astronauts on board are now settling in. This is ABC News.
Fever is the leading symptom of COVID and the flu, and the only way to reliably detect it is with an accurate thermometer. Be vigilant and be accurate with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, whose accuracy has been proven in more than 100 clinical studies. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers. They are proven to be inaccurate and fever that might mean COVID. Be sure to seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Daria.
Save on your next project during Menards' last 11% rebate sale of 2021. Update your home with a Mastercraft door built just for you. Start a bathroom remodel and save on a new vanity. Update your kitchen with the largest in-stock appliance selection to take home today at the lowest prices. Menards' last 11% rebate sale of 2021 is good through Wednesday, November 24th. Savings are mail-in rebates. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere. From County Line Road to the Indiana Line. From Reed Road to Boughton Road. Football is king. High School Football 2021 on 1340 WJOL.
Good evening and welcome everyone to the quarterfinal edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports. Edgy Tim along with the coach Joe Rodagero. Evan the Sheriff Bredesen spinning the dials, and we are here with you for the next 2 hours talking IHSA playoff football. And boys, I wish we had something to talk about, but really nothing going on whatsoever.
No, none whatsoever. No, you're right.
Welcome everybody again. Our Pigskin Preview, this edition, every edition of Pigskin Preview brought to you by State Farm agents Kevin Malloy in New Lenox and John Wright in Joliet. Like a good neighbor, Joe.
State Farm is there.
The WJOL game of the week. We've had a little bit of juggling and adjustments here, so we will have a Saturday schedule. Saturday night, our game of the week is going to be Genoa Kingston in 4A traveling to take on Joliet Catholic at ATI Field. 7 o'clock kickoff. Of course, we will have the pregame show with Dave Dwyer starting at 3:30. So we will have all kinds of talk for you.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure Dewey will come over and help start your grill and anything else you need, and he'll be there with your every need. So I don't know. I guess 6:05 is a pregame show. Joe?
Oh, boy.
You and Dewey have a good time on that pregame show. I'll be there about 10 to 7.
Maybe that's when I'll show up.
But it will be a 3-man booth.
Yes.
Saturday evening.
Yes, it will.
I feel like a third wheel.
No.
And an auditor at the same time. So I have a feeling I will be in a very edgy mood Saturday night. That alone will be worth the listen.
Yes, for sure.
That alone will be worth the listen. It'll be Dave Dwyer, the coach Joe Rodriguero, and yours truly on the call Saturday night. We've got open phones right now, 815-254-7300. And I have nothing to say about Batavia and Mount Carmel. 815-254-7300. Joe, nothing happened. I know nothing. I know nothing.
Playing Sergeant Schultz.
Yep. So that's it. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
How many people know who Sergeant Schultz is anymore these days?
Our audience, probably quite a few.
Yeah,
Outside of our audience, probably no one.
The kids you cover, not a one.
Do you know who Sergeant Schultz is?
Yes, Hogan's Heroes.
Okay,
John Banner.
No, I grew up with all those old shows on in my house. So
That's why you turned out the way you
Hogan's
did.
Heroes.
Well, they're on.
You
TV
were
on
raised
Saturday
properly.
mornings. I watch them. Andy Griffith Show. Hogan's Heroes.
His mind.
Could you imagine Colonel Klink on a TV show today?
No.
Trying to get away with that?
No.
A humorous World War II German officer? Yeah, not going to happen.
Yeah. Imagine that show pitch, huh? Yeah, good luck with that one.
They go on these kooky adventures in a prisoner of war camp.
And they never get caught.
815-254-7300. Joe, the WJOL Edgerton Big 5 poll for Week 12. Nobody really cares. That hasn't changed in about 6 weeks.
Nope.
So it's still the same 5 teams, and I know you're happy for them. Our guest, we will have Gavin Johnston on from Reed Custer, the Comets, going on the road, taking on, at this point, we might as well just adopt them come playoff time.
Sure.
Byron, always a yearly opponent for our area, so we will get the breakdown from Coach Johnston. Jake Jaworski will join us at 6:45. We will preview the game Saturday night against Genoa Kingston. 7:05, the last time he was on, was the last time or the time before we had the mic drop?
That was 2 weeks ago.
Two shows ago, we had the mic drop from George Chard. You never know what you're going to get from George Chard when he's on this show.
That's right.
He will be with us at 7:05. And Darren Sunkett joining us from East St. Louis, Joe.
Yes.
Darren doesn't talk to a lot of media, but for some reason, we're special. I don't know.
You are. I'm not, but.
Joe, you're very special.
Yeah, yes.
So Darren Sunkett will join us at 7:25. Lamont fans, listen up. We will get you some insights and some skinny on the Flyers and a team coming to town. Joe, I know you've had a chance to advance scout them a little bit. Your thoughts?
Boy, oh boy.
Have the Flyers ruined high school football for you?
No, not really.
Okay. Getting close though.
They are. They are big. They are fast. And
They're big.
And you don't. They're big. I mean,
They said big.
Their offensive line. There's only one senior on the offensive line.
Yes.
6'4", 315 to left guard.
Yes.
The left tackle is 6'5", 308. He's a junior.
Yes.
Number 70, the right guard, 6'5", 330.
The left tackle has Power 5 offers in just about every major Power 5 school in the country.
The center, the smallest guy in the line, is a junior, 6'2", 230. And the right tackle, only 6'7", 345. And they can all move.
Yep.
They
And
can
one senior.
all move.
One senior.
There are only 4 seniors
On
playing
the starting
offense for
lineup.
East St.
Yep.
Louis.
815-254-7300. Going out to the phone lines, it is now an official Pigskin preview. Bob joins us. Bob, good evening.
Good evening, buddy. What's going on?
I don't want to put any extra pressure on you for Saturday, but you're going to have another mouth to feed Saturday night.
Oh yeah, you finally found where the stadium's at, huh?
I am finally making my way out,
Bob.
I am finally making my way out, and so what's on the menu? Are you ramping it up for this
I
Saturday?
don't know. I got to talk to the guys. See who's all coming.
He had barbecue pork chops last week.
Oh, because I wasn't there, so I'll enjoy my hot dog.
I'm just saying what he had.
Tell him, Joe. You're in trouble.
Bob,
and you don't have to worry about Mount Carmel. Everybody around town already knows it.
I know. What concerns you about your team right now, if anything?
I just don't want them to just take it like, oh, they know they're on a cruise. They got to stay up.
Yep.
If they get down where they think they're just going to walk through these last couple of games, they'll run into trouble.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to Jaws about that because Bob, that's exactly my concerns as well, is the fact that
I mean, for all the kids, even with East going down to play, if they relax, they're going to be in trouble.
Yep. You're right.
Hey, Bob, here's a question for you. If you couldn't root for Joliet Catholic, who would you root for?
Who would I root for?
Yep.
If I'd ever root for Joliet Catholic?
If you couldn't.
I'd be haunted if I never rooted for Joliet Catholic.
Well, I guess that answered it.
Hey, especially when my dad went there when it was De La Salle before it was Joliet Catholic.
Yes, you're right.
Yep. All right, my friend. I am looking forward to seeing you Saturday night. Make sure you got a plate for me. I will come by. You know what, Bob? If I'm having a good enough time, I might just blow off the payout and just hang out with you guys Saturday night.
Oh, that's all right. We'll go up to the Big Tent with the other guys are at.
Heating that tent felt pretty good last week, didn't it, Bob?
Yeah. See, we all connected.
Yeah. Yeah, we all connected.
All right, Bob. Appreciate it, buddy. Have a good night. We'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, see you Saturday.
All righty. I'll see you.
All right, Bob drops off. 815-254-7300. Mr. Bredesen.
Kevin Collins going to his first Joliet Catholic tailgate as well on Saturday.
Okay, so here's what I want from our audience. I want a photo of him at a tailgate, and someone's got to try to get him into the game.
Well, he says he's not going to the game because it's too cold.
Yeah, I listened to the station too. I heard that, but they're saying that, and then
he says he'll be at the heated tent.
Well, how special of him!
I'm just saying.
Wow,
listening to the three knuckleheads.
I'll be outside freezing with Bob. That's how I roll.
Everybody will be huddled around that grill.
Yep. And Dewey will be there lighting the grill at 3:00. 815-254-7300. Going through the area schedule, which we're going to have time to do later in the 7:00 hour, but Joe going through it. 6 teams left. Lincoln Way East, Lockport, Lamont, JCA, Reed Custer, Wilmington. How many left standing?
3.
Ooh, that might be a little less than what I have. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4.
Okay.
Can I guess which game we're differing on?
Probably the Reed Custer Byron game.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I could talk. I mean, they faced a ground attack like that against Wilmington. Okay. And it was a close game.
Yep.
Byron at home is a completely different animal than they are on the road.
Yep.
Their home field, I think they have, in this year, looking at them, a little bit of tape I could find on them. They can throw the ball too. They're not, they like to pound the football, but they can throw it a little bit too. Yep. I just think that Braidwood, my question,
they're in uncharted territory, first of all.
Oh, again, exactly the first time in school history they're here. If they can protect McPherson, they have a chance.
Yeah,
they have a chance because their receivers are big, and again, I was hemming and hawing all day on this one today, and I just wish there was more tape on Reed Custer that I think that I could look at.
Think there's going to be a little muddy on it, Byron?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, it could be interesting for sure.
Yes.
Again, I just think it's gonna be a great game. Yep. I picked Reed Custer to get to the semis very early on.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm sticking with it. But that's I agree that one's a coin flip. I could have went either way on that. Wilmington again, and again much bigger than that. No. Honestly, Rich Zanani. Final year coaching, and there's a lot of teams that have come and left Wilmington with a loss, and I think the Wildcat fans want this one really bad, and obviously BMAC does as well, and should be a tremendous atmosphere and just some great games.
Since I was going to mention this in the 10 minutes we had before game, but Coach Reentz is a Hall of Fame coach in his own right, but Rich Zanani is too.
Yep.
46 years as the head coach.
Amazing. So again, a lot on the line, certainly for all the teams, and especially in that game, Wilmington and Bishop Mack.
Yes.
So got a few minutes here, 815-254-7300. Anything you want to talk IHSA football, we're here for you. Glad to break down any
First, I don't want to miss this because I really would.
Go.
I just want to wish all the veterans
Oh yeah, thank you.
of wars hopefully they had a good Veterans Day and all the tributes to you guys. And personally, I know we all want to thank you.
Yep.
You know, give fighting for us and giving our freedoms and things like that. The ones who are still alive, the ones who lost their lives for the sake of this country. It's a
never taken for granted.
No,
that's for sure.
Never take it for granted what you guys did for us.
Yep, no doubt about it. And I know that we had talked a little bit about saying like a lot of the ceremonies and stuff are kind of muted. I'm going to say part of that is COVID related,
Right?
Where they kind of just don't want to really advertise a big event and draw a big group of people because
Right.
no one wants to deal with the fallout. So that's my guess. Hopefully we can get back on track next year for sure and start having some of those bigger events because let's face it, they deserve it.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
815-254-7300. Lots to talk about. I know Lockport is out there. Again, just can you find a better quarterfinal game?
No, that one's going to be very good too.
Nate Turner, our friends out there, Joe.
Nate, how's it going? I wore actually for Veterans Day, Nate, my camouflage hat today. So always wanted to tip the veterans, but thanks, Nate.
Nate Turner, you should know better, okay? I might be an old white guy, but I got a little bit of swag every once in a while, okay? Hey, Alyssa Bergmani who covers White Sox in studio, and she does a lot of different T-Bill stuff, got a picture of me on the sidelines and said I was looking swaggy. So take that, okay?
Oh.
Looking swaggy, Joe.
Looking swaggy. You the man.
All right. Again, got a full show. We're going to have Gavin Johnston from Reed Custer talk about the Comets' huge game against Byron. Also, Jaws at 6:45. George Chard will join us at 7:05. 7:25. Don't go anywhere. Darren Sunkett. Joe, we probably could have had Darren Sunkett on for an hour, honestly. I want to know about their experience playing at St. John Bosco and playing at IMG. By the way, those are ranked number 2 and 4 in the country.
Yep.
They're only 2 losses. But I do, Evan. I want to know their experience playing them. Would they do it again? And what did they gain? I think the fortunate thing out of that is they came out relatively healthy. I'm not aware of them coming out with really any major injuries, but dying to know those thoughts from Darren. So we will have him at 7:25, and obviously we will talk about the Lamont game and then making their first trip up north in the state finals playoffs. So again, we're going to step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will have Gavin Johnston on, talk about the Reed Custer Comets, Joe, in uncharted territory.
Yes.
First time in school history. They are gearing up for a quarterfinal game at Byron. This is the quarterfinal edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk, Sports.
The American people are united.
Honoring those who served. This Veterans Day, we say thank you. 1340 WJOL.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big when you call 8338-ROCKET today. For example, with a $250,000 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you could get a new low rate under 3%. If your current rate is over 3.75%, you could lower your payment by over $100 a month, saving thousands in interest. But you've got to act now, because no one knows how long these low rates will last. So when you need a simple way to get big savings, Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Refinance offer assumes a rate of 2.99%, 3.21% APR, 70% loan-to-value ratio for the cost of 1.75 points. $4,375 due at closing. Monthly payment of $1,052.66. Taxes and insurance not included. Payment will be greater. Rates current as of 7/26/21. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions and you'll destroy your life. Listen to The Flot Line with your host, Rick Hughes, every Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. here on WJOL. The Flot Line describes a main line of resistance in your soul built on God's Word. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flot Line with Rick Hughes. Heard every Sunday at 8:30 a.m. on WJOL.
This is Harry
and Leah
from Newmark Credit Union.
Listen this Tuesday to Money Talk,
Presented by Newmark Credit Union.
Our guests talk about all kinds of topics.
I'll talk about the housing market and some good home buying tips.
Our experts will give you tips to help you do more with your money.
Don't miss your chance to win prizes.
Listen in this Tuesday, just after 9 a.m.
Right here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's news, talk, and sports.
So you're getting some roof or exterior work done, and you've covered all your bases, right? Even checked out some online reviews. You think you've got everything covered? Well, think again. Not all roofing and siding companies are insured. That's why I can't say enough great things about R.E. Duchesne Construction. They are a licensed and fully bonded exterior contractor serving Will, Grundy, and Kendall counties for over 40 years. I trust them, and I've personally used them.
Hi, I'm Rita Duchesne Hughes. If you look at your home and don't like what you see, or what you have no longer protects your family and largest asset, call us at R.E. Duchesne Construction. R.E. Duchesne has an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, so you can be confident you need only make one call. Looking to upgrade? R.E. Duchesne offers a full line of roof shingles, gutters, siding, soffit fascia, and windows. Call us at 815-722-2821 for all your home improvement needs. Financing is now available. Check us out on the web at reducheneinc.com.
And be sure to tell them Scott Slocum sent you.
For all the scores, from football to basketball to baseball, it's WJOLSports.com.
And welcome back. It is the quarterfinal edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Edgy Tim here along with the coach, Joe Rodagaro and Evan Bredesen. And coach,
yes, sir.
I'm going to show you the kind of day I had today. So I'm in the studio during the break, and I feel something in the back of my hoodie. The old dryer sheet in the back of the hoodie move.
There you go.
What a day.
Oh, boy.
You know what? That might have not been the right move, Joe, but Coach Johnston out at Reed Custer, it goes back to playoff pairing night.
Yes.
You had a taco truck, the right move.
An ice cream.
They have made all the correct moves so far in the postseason. They are in the quarterfinal round for the first time in school history. Joe?
Yes, sir.
It's all about making those right calls in the postseason.
That's right.
Let's go out to the phones, join with Gavin Johnston from Reed Custer. And Coach, telling you, all started with the taco truck.
I think you're right. I think you hit it on the head there. we were just in the coach's office after practice today, and like, man, I could go for some tacos.
How about it? Let's face it. When can you not go for tacos?
Yeah, you can have it for breakfast.
Right.
Oh yeah.
If they were doing like a chorizo and scrambled egg thing in the morning, I'm down.
Yes. I've had a lot of those at McDonald's in my time. That's for sure.
I'm sure you have. Coach, we mentioned unprecedented, uncharted territory for the school. How exciting has this week been, and how hard has it been to try to keep, I guess, the same routine and it's kind of the same approach going into this week? And is this one of those where you're trying to hold back the kids a little bit because of the excitement level?
You know what? It kind of happened a lot last week because we knew we were on the verge of history. So
right,
kind of prepared us a little bit, and then obviously playing Wilmington earlier in the year, which we talked before that game too. We've kind of had this come up a couple times this year, and you know what? We let the kids roll with it. It is an exciting time, so we figure why not celebrate it. But when we get to practice, our kids know to dial it back and zone in, and they understand the task at hand. And I think they do a really nice job. Today we had no school, obviously, with Veterans Day. Right. And we were able to practice at 2:00, which we felt like that's a great time to practice, since that's what time our kickoff is. So we were able to simulate it a little bit that way today, too.
Coach, you know, when plays are designed, coaches always say that every play could run for a touchdown. Well, you got one on the first play last week, and it had to be a good feeling coming right out of the gates right away, put a touchdown on the board to get rid of maybe some of the butterflies of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and we got a 3-and-out to stop it. And I called the defense, and I was kind of looking at the iPad to see what they were doing, and next thing I know, I look up and our crowd's going crazy, and there goes Elliott for a touch. I didn't even know what the play was called. So they finally called a great play, and I was like, hey, what the heck? We're up 6-0. Let's go.
That's right.
So, and definitely just got our crowd into it, and I think you're right. It kind of just, if there was any tension whatsoever, any nerves out, it got all the nerves out of the way. You know, getting the 3 and out and a touchdown to start. So definitely nice to see our kids start off on the right foot.
I know that obviously we talked about it. At this point, we almost should adopt Byron because we see him every playoff, whether it's you, whether it's Wilmington. That road always seems to lead to Byron. And talk about them a little bit. I know that, as far as their playoff path, I mean, they obviously played a pretty solid team in Lisle. They had their Chicago Public League team in the first round. I mean, Joe, we're pretty familiar with Byron.
Yes, we are.
It's going to be smash mouth football. Same style, different year.
Yeah, I believe so. Coach Boyer's got it going on over there, and as they've had for a few years. And talking to Coach Parfit, I talked to him after their game from Lisle, and was able to talk to Coach Reeds because they match up with them. We kind of took Wilmington's place since we were in 3A, and they got bumped down this year.
Yep. Right.
I mean, they both tell you the same thing. I mean, they are who they are, and they exactly what you get on film. They just play low, they play fast, they play hard, they run hard. It's a very similar style of game and game plan we're going to have that we had against Wilmington. I mean, that's why those two meet each other all the time, I feel like. Yep. So, they're as advertised, and I think they're even better than as advertised as well.
Gavin, it's cliche football talk and comments and stuff that, well, the game's won in the trenches. But I think this game itself, I believe that phrase is even bigger because what you do offensively
and what they do
offensively, I believe this game is going to be one in the trenches. Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's two different styles of play, but we're both trying to get our run game going, and we're both pretty efficient when we throw the ball. I don't know what their stats are, but I'm assuming they average well over 300 yards on the ground a game. And we're about at that as well. So offensively and defensively, it's definitely going to be one there, and that's something we focused on all week, just making sure we're playing extra low. And we'll see what happens, I guess, on Saturday.
You don't want to give the other guy a lot of credit, but you got to admit the hog pen thing they do. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie.
It is pretty sweet. It is.
But again, playing at Wilmington, you know what that's like. So I mean, you guys should be used to that stuff.
Right.
So I mean, it's no big deal for you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You got something up your sleeve for your program down the road? A little something unique?
For Wilmington?
No, for
Reed
Custer.
Do we have something up our sleeve?
Yeah, we got to come up with something. I mean,
well, if you could have Haley's Comet come by every football game, that'd be different.
Can we have the taco truck out at the 50?
There we go.
That'd be awesome.
I'll tell you what, I gave our Gridiron Club some credit last time. I'll do it again here. We actually run out. Every kid holds an American flag. We have a blow-up helmet.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
It's something really cool that we started a couple of years ago, and now it's kind of evolved that we do that every game. And we have a Burn the Boats as our theme. So we have like a little voiceover this year and time it out with the fireworks. It's really nice as well.
That's pretty neat.
How excited has school been? How embraced and kind of bought in as a student body? And I mean, it's got to make it probably just as much fun as anything, just seeing everyone really get on board.
Yeah, it is fun. And tomorrow when the kids are wearing their jerseys in the hall and stuff, and every teacher is saying stuff to them, and our community is behind them as well. It's, I'm getting a lot of emails, a lot of congratulatory texts and everything as well from alumni and everything. And one of the cooler things, our elementary school principal, Miss Valetti, she emailed me a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, we're doing this book series. Would the football players be interested in coming and reading to our elementary school kids? So we went over there, and that was Monday. And guys, they've never been more nervous in their life. I mean, on the bus ride over there, they were freaking out.
Real quiet.
What if they make fun of me? So it was a lot more nerve-wracking on that bus ride than any football game. But walking through the halls and all the little kids are, oh my gosh, it's the football players. They're so cool. And they're kind of become the local celebrities, which is nice.
Well, they are.
Yeah,
I mean,
they are,
in a
yes.
lot of ways they are. I mean, you know that in a smaller town and, you know, the success that they've had, those are role models. And again, you get into the whole, you know, I'm not a role model, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you are. It's part of the deal. And, you know, those kids look up and that's a role model that's in their town that might live on their street or down the block. And they might, and your kids don't realize it, but down the road, I mean, that's a kid that might end up playing football because they saw this kid.
Absolutely.
And got to know him. It's huge. I wish more schools would do that for sure.
And we do. And we have great kids in our program right now. They do a great job of being role models.
And you've got a great fan base. We discovered that, boy. All of a sudden, we are hearing from everybody what Reed Custer and people thanking us for covering you. And hey, we ain't going away.
No.
So we're
It's
with
well
you
worth
from here
it.
on
You've
out.
done a great job. You've done a great job this year.
It's been fun and looking forward to talking to you again next week as we prepare you for the semifinal. And again, man, have fun. Take it in if you can. I know you can't. You won't until probably December or so. But try to enjoy every moment, Coach.
Well, I appreciate it, guys, and I will second our community. I appreciate the coverage. Thanks for having us on. And like you just said, I hope to see you guys the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
you got that.
All right, Gavin.
All right, Gavin. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, Gavin Johnston from Reed Custer joining us, and Joe, that's what it's all about right there.
Those kids aren't going to forget that at all.
Right.
And you're right. You're right. Maybe some of those kids will play football and they'll remember, hey, we those guys came and read. Are we going to go read to the little kids in the grade school again? So it is a big deal.
And these aren't heroes on YouTube or these aren't heroes on social media.
No,
they're kids that live in your town.
Yep.
You know,
exactly.
These are guys you can go watch, and and it's just great fun to have. Heck of a game, Joe. I mean, you nailed it. It's two teams that do pretty much the exact same thing, and it's our 11 against your 11, and we're just going to play smash mouth back and forth. And, whoever can hold the ball, whoever can not turn it over and limit penalties and mistakes.
The wild card is Jake McPherson.
Yeah. Quarterback.
If he control the football, and I know it's going to be cold and maybe a little windy, and they say maybe a little rainy, but
a little muddy.
But he's not only a threat throwing the ball, but he's a threat running it also.
Yep. No doubt. 815-254-7300. Would love to hear from you. I mean, looking at the rest of 3A. So again, you got Reed Custer at Byron Saturday, 2:00. Princeton and Immaculate Conception, and Joe, Immaculate Conception just continues to cause terror on everywhere they go.
They do.
Tight game though. I give Dupec a lot of credit. Dupec out of the NUIC conference. That's a really good team they beat, and again, it just goes to show you how versatile IC Catholic is. Because Dupec was a mostly throw team this year. They had a team that can sling it, and again, I give Bill Kraft and everyone and his staff, which includes Matt Bowen, by the way.
Right.
Terrific defensive back coach. And, that team has just got talent and they're so well prepared. So they continue to move on. So IC will host Princeton on Saturday at 3:00. Williamsville from down around the Springfield area, they'll take on Tolono Unity at Saturday at 2:00. And then Southern Illinois battle Benton and Mount Carmel. No, that is not Chicago Mount Carmel. That is the Golden Aces of Mount Carmel. If you've never been or know about that program, they're located right on the Illinois-Indiana border down in Southern Illinois. They're probably closer to Edwardsville than Carbondale, so it's way down there. And Mount Carmel had been playing in an Indiana conference for years.
Really?
And this is the first year they're over on the Illinois side playing in an Illinois conference. And they've had a ton of success. And they have one of the most unique fields in all the state at Mount Carmel. If you're not familiar with it, Google it, Mount Carmel Golden Aces Stadium. It's built in a hill, and all the seating is on one side only. So what they do is the visitors sit down below, and the home team sits above them. And they might throw some stuff down on the fans every once in a while, and it gets very rowdy when the visiting fans are going up and down the stairs to use the facilities, the concessions. very fun atmosphere, but it is a unique place to play a game for the Golden Aces. And Benton, high-powered passing offense. Keegan Glover, their quarterback's thrown for pretty close to 3,000 yards already. And so that's a big game in 3A. So, again, I like Reed Custer. I think they're going to do it, Joe. I know you feel a little bit different. I think they find a way. Someone's eventually got to slay those Tigers from Byron.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll some dice and say it's gonna be Reed Custer.
All right.
815-254-7300. We have a few minutes here. Joe, let's touch on 8A a little bit.
All right.
If I can find it. I am just a desk full of papers, dryer sheets.
Dryer sheets stuck in your
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. So for our area, do you have it in front of you?
I got it.
Well, talk. You're sitting here watching me scramble around.
I thought you were going to say. Well,
nice, Joe. Nice teamwork, buddy.
At the top of the bracket, Loyola. Yes. Lincoln Way East travels to Loyola.
Yep.
These two familiar opponents.
Well, again, as I talked with Evan before, I think there's a IHSA rule that says Lincoln Way East has to play them in Loyola.
Well, I made the comment to you this week. I said, the only time I've ever seen Loyola on the road down here is when they played a conference game against Providence.
One other time they played at Minooka in the first round. I think it was it 19? They played at Minooka?
Really?
Yeah, they played on the road was it round 1 or round 2? It was early in the playoffs. They eliminated Minooka. They beat Minooka at Minooka.
Okay.
So that I do remember that because I covered that game. But outside of that,
yeah, they have to. The state says, well, Lincoln Way East has to travel up to Loyola. And again, we know Loyola is a very tough place to play, and I know Loyola is definitely the favorite in this game. But again, it's like 2018, right? When they went up there. And Lincoln Way East was number 1.
4-quarter game.
4-quarter game.
And I think that's the goal in here too. I mean, you saw Minooka Minooka lose to Lincoln Way East on Saturday. So did I.
Yes.
And what impressed me the most was, like all Rob Zavonar's team, they just don't make mistakes.
No.
They don't seldom turn the ball over. If you turn the ball over, they make you pay. They execute in all 3 phases. You don't see, wow, that's really not good, or wow, that's really bad, or, they're on their backup quarterback. Kid does a nice job, able to run the offense. He could throw it a little bit when they need to. You're going to have to beat Lincoln Way East for 4 quarters to beat them. And I have a feeling that's the kind of game you might see on Saturday.
And defensively, you might get them on a couple different plays.
Right.
But if you try to run the same play, they're going to stop it.
Yeah. There's no doubt.
They've got smart kids on defense.
Yep. I think, arguably, guys, one of the best matchups out of the entire quarterfinal round is Lockport at Glenbard North.
I agree in 8A. Yes, I definitely agree with this. Again, Lockport goes on the road for the first time in the playoffs.
Yep.
Great game last
first
week.
First time playing in a day for Lockport.
Right.
They've been all night games.
Mr. Timashek had a great game last week, and I think that's going to be the difference.
He's had a great playoff.
Yeah, great playoff.
He's been really throwing it well in the playoff.
And I know Glenbard North has a great defense, and
very good.
Their 3 losses were 5 total points.
Yeah.
But I'm picking the Porters.
2 weeks back-to-back 21-20 losses. Yeah. I think it was to Batavia and maybe Wheaton North back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken. So it was 2 really tight games.
And they have a good running back. I have his name here, Sam Palmer.
Yeah, Sam Palmer and Justin Bland's the quarterback. They have very good receiver defensive backs. Shea Gaffney's a kid that's one of their better performers, and it's a really tough team. They're just Ryan Wilkins always has teams like this. They're very blue collar. They just come out and punch you in the mouth, Joe.
Yep.
Their 3 losses are against Batavia. They lost 21-20. The next week they lost to Wheaton North 21-20. And then they lost to Wheaton Warrenville South on October 22nd, 10-7.
Yeah, and that
give you a little bit of an idea.
Week 9?
Yes, that was the week 9. They did have to win that game to get in. So those are your 3 losses by a total of 5 points, which is why I think there's a very high likelihood this game ends in a 0-0 tie.
Yep. It's going to be an amazing game. And then real quick before we take a break, I like Marist over Glenbrook South, and then Maine South Nequa is going to be a heck of a game.
Yes.
I don't know. Maine South is good deep in the postseason. I'm going to take Maine South on the road, but that's another coin flip. All right, we're going to step aside. When we come back, it's time for the Jake Jaworski Show, Joliet Catholic Talk. You are listening to the quarterfinal round edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
1340 WJOL, doing our duty to serve those who have served our country.
It's Veterans Day. Take a moment to say thank you to all those who have honorably served this great nation.
Store your precious toys at Wilmington Storage Solutions. We store boats, RVs, motorhomes, cars, trucks, trailers, and more with secure indoor storage and concrete floors. No gravel here. Call Wilmington Storage Solutions today and ask about their early bird special. Only $4 per foot while inventory lasts. 815-727-1800. That's Wilmington Storage Solutions, indoor and secure, and right in Wilmington. Call 815-727-1800. Again, 815-727-1800.
Now it's the perfect time to get rid of that junk car. Joliet U-Pull-It wants it and will offer you free same-day pickup and the highest price in the area, guaranteed. Plus, they're paying top dollar for all your scrap metal. Come dig into it, Joliet U-Pull-It. With this expanded yard, over 1,300 400 domestic vehicles to choose from, and no entry fee. Get parts, get paid, or get both at Joliet U-Pull-It, located 3/4 of a mile west of Brick Street on Washington, or go to JolietUPullIt.com. Joliet U-Pull-It, the way to save.
What's all the buzz about nasal irrigation and Navage? Here's the science. Airborne germs invade through your nose. When your nose gets clogged, it's less effective and germs multiply. Eventually, your immune system can get overwhelmed and you get sick. Navage pulls out the bad stuff so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. At Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, Bed Bath, and Walmart, or go to Navage.com for a free gift with purchase. Navage, Navage.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign, and only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and cannot be relied on. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
This Thanksgiving, we'll gather with friends and family to enjoy a nice Thanksgiving meal. We'll pause and give thanks for an abundance of food and for the good things in life. But for many who come to Morningstar Mission, their lives are filled with such hurt and pain that Thanksgiving is often just another day.
Food is so expensive, right now, especially when you're on a fixed income.
This Thanksgiving season, Morningstar Mission will provide hundreds of meals to those in our long-term recovery programs, guests in the emergency shelter, and families in need right here in our community. Each gift is possible with just $2.48. That's all it takes to provide a life-giving meal and care to someone in need of a meal and a life change.
This Thanksgiving, I can't wait because I know I got them there to help me, and I know it's going to be a happy Thanksgiving.
How many meals and care can you provide? Give today at MorningstarMission.org. That's MorningstarMission.org.
How time flies when you're having fun, or at least trying to have fun. In 2020, we lost a season, and while we will never be able to get that back, the Malloy State Farm team is happy to be back on board with Edgy Tim and Coach Radagaro as the title sponsor of the Pigskin Preview. So here's to the players, the coaches, and the parents who have been waiting for this moment. Give it your best effort. Make it memorable. And on Monday, give the Malloy State Farm team a call at 815-463-5800 to get our best effort at saving you money.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
Playoffs onto the quarterfinal round this Saturday night. WJOL will be live at Joliet Memorial Stadium for the showdown in Class 4As. The Joliet Catholic Hilltoppers look to take another step towards a state championship. They'll take on Genoa Kingston at 7. Pregame at 6:30. All brought to you by Tire Tracks USA and also on WJOL.com.
that song is.
We'll sing along. Let's hear it.
I got a terrible singing.
That's okay. Welcome back. It is the quarterfinal edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Edgy Tim along with the coach, Joe Rodagero, who refuses to sing his fight song. Evan, the Sheriff Bredesen, who also refuses to sing his fight song. And joining us, it is that portion of the show where we like to call it the Jake Jaworski Show. Hi, Jaws.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
And you won't sing the loyalty either way.
Who also will not sing his school loyalty.
I was clapping.
There you go.
Well, welcome to the quarterfinals. Welcome to the end of probably nice weather for the rest of the year. Welcome to darkness at 4:30. Good times.
Yeah, it's definitely we're lucky the last 2 days to be out down at Slammer Stadium, downtown Joliet on the turf and
very
under
nice.
the lights. So it's always cool. They always provide that space for us, and it's cool. The kids get excited for it, but most importantly, it's a great practice field, and the lights. Being able to practice till whenever we need to.
I mean, Joe, you can attest to this. I remember the days, and Jake, you were probably one of those players where Dan would be out on the field, and they had like those portable lights, those little short portable lights that were out there, and seeing you guys at night, man, that's a throwback. Seeing those
portable lights. Local, I think one of our assistants, Seneca, had some hookups from Lake Comet or Mead or something like that, and turning the tennis course lights to the practice field too. So yeah, it's we've come a long way, I guess.
Nothing beats though, Jaws, when Gordy was the coach at Joliet Catholic when it got like this. He'd have the parents or the guys drive their cars up and turn their lights on. So those were the days with the pit, and that's where you had to.
Over by the stadium, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I would love here to be able to nitpick and complain and moan, but you haven't given us a whole lot of reason to. It's been going really well so far in the postseason. You're getting in, you're getting your business done and taking care of everything. You're playing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Josh.
Go ahead. Yeah. No, you're good.
You're playing a team in Genoa Kingston that obviously runs a very deliberate style of offense. They are definitely going to run the ball. Their theme is kind of ground and pound. So thoughts, concerns, and I guess one of the questions had, and when I need the vibe of Hilltopper Nation, I talk to Bob, of course. And and Bob said it, and I think we've all been thinking about it. Maybe one of the concerns, how do you keep your kids, I don't know if grounded is the correct word, but how do you keep them on that same path? Is it just continue that week-to-week approach? How do you avoid them from kind of getting a little big-headed maybe, or just kind of overlooking things?
Well, I mean, I think it's been really easy to actually, with the group that we have, they're kind of a all business mentality. It starts with the leadership from the guys, the seniors. They've had a goal, and whether it's being undefeated in regular season. Like we had a bad practice last Wednesday, what I consider bad, but that was like the first time all year I've walked off the practice field, thinking like, wow, that wasn't a good practice. And that just, says a lot about our guys, that over the course of 10 weeks or whatever it was, 11 weeks to that point, I didn't think we had a lack of effort in practice. And that's just a testament to guys, our leadership. Obviously they're determined, they have a goal in mind, and, they've worked tirelessly and, day in, day out, to get to that point. But we've yet to see any kind of, resting on their laurels or anything like that. So it's been pretty easy, they don't need any motivation, it comes from within with a lot of those guys. There's a lot of, they hold each other accountable, not only, day by day, but really rep by rep. So that's been pretty easy on my end. And that's, again, testament to our guys.
Jaws, during the course of this entire year, on this show, you've heard us, and I know you can't listen to us on the radio when we do your games and stuff, but we've given recognition to the offensive line a lot over Pigskin Preview in over WJOL when we do the games. But I thought last week, you guys, that was the best I think I've seen the offensive line block as a unit in the games that I have done. I mean, they were literally pushing the guys 4 or 5 yards past the, away from the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it was a heck of an effort by our guys, with senior Josh Jones, senior Nico Paulino, Lucas Sartori, Paulie Ragusa, and junior Anthony Birsa have been really good all year, but they definitely, had a heck of a performance last week. I think we've been trying to track this down, but I think that last week was the first time in school history where we had 400-yard rushers, which was really cool.
Wow, right,
all
yes.
three running backs, all three running backs and our quarterback all rushed for 100 yards. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool thing to do. And obviously, it all starts up front. So, huge credit to those guys that have been really, really good all year.
And I really thought, Ryan Laughlin got the ball 5, 6, 7, 8 times during the course of the game. Because as I was saying on the radio, defensively, they were trying to take away the power, so it left kind of the middle open for the trap plays. And he had a very good game also.
There you go, Coach. Sounds like you could be on staff for us.
Send me that contract. Send me that contract. I'm ready to go.
Seen that before, right? I mean, that's totally, the front that they were giving us, trying to widen out the ends a little bit.
Right.
Definitely opened up the inside trapping game, and Ryan took full advantage of it.
Concerns, thoughts, fill us in a little bit. Your take on Genoa Kingston and kind of what your fans should watch out for on Saturday night.
You'll offensively, you'll see a lot of similar formations to us: double wing, old school T formation, wing sets. I think we were able to get out there and watch them last week against Wheaton St. Francis, but they'll utilize the whole play clock. They'll slow the game down, and they're happy getting 2, 3, 4 yards, at a time. And then similar to us, when you get in certain situations, they'll look for big plays in the play action game, in the passing game. They don't throw it too often, but when they do, they're looking for big plays, and they've gotten them. As far as defense goes, I think you're looking at a team that's given up maybe 52 points all year.
Right.
So, they've been pretty stingy. I think they had 5 turnovers, including a pick 6, last week against Wheaton St. Francis. That really propelled them in that game. So, you're going to have a confident team. You're going to have a team that's really well coached, and, they have a game plan and they know how to execute it.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And that conference they come from is generally pretty solid as well. I think it's interesting that, and Coach, I've noticed this in some of the other classes as well. It seems like this year, the way things fell, you have like a wide disparity in enrollment numbers if you look at the classes. And it just feels really different from years past. You get that kind of feeling as well, looking at it and looking at some of the teams where, in years past, I think it's a great thing for you because you're seeing some different people again. You're playing programs you've never faced.
Yeah, we're definitely running the gamut on some different things, but we don't really have much of a history. Seeing wide range of styles. I know, we get it. I can't remember the last time we saw like a true double wing team or a double tight team. Which I know there's a lot of they see it every day in practice. Well, our first unit doesn't see it every day in practice. So this is definitely kind of something we haven't seen in a while, but for sure, it seems like there's, different matchups throughout the seat at this point in the playoffs that are good matchups and some things that are teams matchups that, haven't really seen throughout the years.
And it's interesting because that is really the offensive choice in that area where they're from. You look at some of their top teams, they all run.
I know
double.
You mentioned Byron before. They had a heck of a game against Byron, 7-3. They lost 7-3.
Richmond runs pretty much the same thing, pretty similar as well.
Correct.
So,
Jaws, the only drama in the game last week is late in the fourth quarter, and I want you to go through a little bit what the referee was telling you. I thought maybe it was kids in the end zone until after the game, I saw Quiggs and asked him, and I tell you what, it looked like they were out. The referees were talking to you, then they walked across the field, talked to their coach, and we found out that it was a drone.
Yeah, drones are illegal in IHSA tournament play. And, it was, tried not to make too big of a deal about it. And then one of our assistants, who will go nameless, threw out to the official that it was an IHSA rule. And then once, obviously, with the whole rating system and the IHSA, kind of supervising the officials, once it got brought up that it was an IHSA rule, well, then that's kind of how they ended up stopping the game. It was kind of a little bit frustrating just at that point of the game, how it, when they had been using it all game, which again, I walked out there apologizing to their coach saying like, I didn't mean for this to happen. I don't know why my assistant said something, but it just kind of what happened. So no, obviously no hard feelings or anything like that. It was, something they'd been doing because you could use them during the regular season to, as like an end zone camera or whatever.
Well, I'll put it to you this way, Jaws. If they allowed it, I would have a drone at every game across the state.
How about it? And one of our assistants up in the booth, he does drone footage for us throughout the year. And he's like, if there was any loophole in the rule, I would know it because I tried really hard to find one so we can get some cool drone footage of pre-games and stuff like that.
Jaws, appreciate it. We're going to cut you loose, but good luck Saturday.
Yeah, good luck Saturday. All right, Jaws.
Thanks, guys.
All right. You're listening to Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. We'll be back. Hour number 2. Don't go anywhere.
From the Abri Credit Union Studio, this is Will County's News Talk Sports. WJOL, Joliet.
This Veterans Day, 1340 WJOL, in partnership with the Veterans Assistance Commission of Will County, honors our veterans. You served our country. Whether it was a year ago or 30 years ago, thank you to all of those who chose to serve. On Veterans Day, we stand united in celebration and respect for you, our veterans. Thank you, and happy Veterans Day from WJOL and the Will County Veterans Assistance Commission.
From the Abri Credit Union Studio, this is Will County's News Talk Sports. WJOL, Joliet.
The case made national headlines. An Illinois teenager armed with an assault rifle traveling to Wisconsin, accused of shooting 3 people, 2 fatally. Now his trial is wrapping up.
After this week's emotional breakdown on the witness stand by Kyle Rittenhouse, closing arguments, then jury deliberations in the trial are set to get underway next week. Rittenhouse is charged with killing 2 men after opening fire at the Kenosha, Wisconsin protest last year. Patrolling the streets is a 17-year-old armed with an AR-style assault rifle.
Is he some sort of Bernard Getz subway vigilante guy? That's the problem with his case.
ABC News legal analyst Royal Oak says jurors will have to grapple with Rittenhouse's actions. Did he shoot in self-defense or was he the aggressor? Derek Dennis, ABC News.
A federal appeals court has temporarily blocked the release of former President Trump's records to the House January 6th committee. Mr. Trump has been fighting it, citing executive privilege. The committee says it will hold his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, in contempt if he doesn't show up for a deposition tomorrow as subpoenaed. A 9th death in last week's Astroworld Music Festival stampede.
Karishma Shahani overcome with emotion over the loss of her daughter, Barti.
I want my baby back, I won't be able to live without her. It's impossible.
Barti Shahani was just 22 years old, a college student about to graduate from Texas A&M. At the concert with her friends, her sister, and her cousin. Her cousin saying it was layers of bodies, people crushed on top of one another. Alex Stone, ABC News.
4 astronauts are now getting settled in on the International Space Station.
We have confirmation that hard capture is complete. Crew Dragon Endurance officially made it to the International Space Station.
SpaceX making it official once the capsule docked. You're listening to ABC News.
Maybe this is you too. A lot of people do not like their health plan right now, and they're worried they're stuck with it. One that costs too much or doesn't meet their needs, or for whatever reason, they're just not happy with it. If that is you, some great news. There really is another choice. It's called MediShare, and it's such a great option, especially if you're self-employed, changing jobs, or part of the gig economy. Here's what you get when you switch to MediShare. First, huge savings. The typical family saves $500 a month. You also get a massive doctor network, or you can just use the doctor of your choice, or MediShare's free 24/7 telehealth option. And you get to be part of something you can believe in. MediShare is a community of Christians who share each other's healthcare bills. No wonder MediShare gets double the customer satisfaction ratings compared with typical health insurance. So no, you're not stuck. You've got a great alternative. Call now. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
President Biden's mandate for federal workers to get COVID-19 vaccines is looming. It's scheduled to start on November 22nd.
About 4 million federal workers, from FBI agents to TSA workers, should have gotten their final COVID shot by now to make the vaccine mandate deadline. That's because it takes 2 weeks after the last shot, according to the CDC, to be fully immunized. But Pamela Millwood, a federal prison employee in Georgia, says many others don't plan to get the shot.
We probably will lose 30 or 40% of our staff if they continue to go forward with this.
How are you going to run a prison that's already understaffed?
Disciplinary action for not getting the vaccine can begin as early as this week. The White House says it's not worried about a mass exodus. Faith Abube, ABC News, Washington.
The problems that are fueling inflation are showing no signs of ending anytime soon, and fuel is a big reason why.
Economists point to two major factors driving this inflation: the backup in the supply chain, driven in large part by the pandemic, and the fact that companies and businesses are desperately looking for employees who just aren't coming back to work. Experts say these problems could take months to solve.
ABC's Stephanie Ramos. A train driver in Japan is suing his employer after he was docked 49 cents for causing a 1-minute delay to the rail system. The driver is seeking about $19,000 in damages for mental anguish. Japan is known for its punctual transportation. This is ABC News.
There's confusion about how to protect yourself from COVID. One thing is certain: whether or not you're vaccinated, you need an accurate thermometer to check for fever, the leading sign of flu and COVID. Be vigilant and contact your medical provider at the first sign of fever. Don't rely on non-contact thermometers that have no scientific studies. Only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate in more than 100 clinical studies. Learn more at exergen.com.
Daria Albinger, ABC News.
We all appreciate our clients' loyalty this year more than ever. So show them a token of your thankfulness with Dan's homemade candies for Christmas. Dan's makes beautifully boxed gifts of their delicious, fresh, homemade chocolate for whatever budget you have. It's a great way to not only show your thanks to your clients, but to also support a local business. Dan's has several different sizes to choose from, and you can customize what goes into those boxes, from mouth-watering mint meltaways to caramel corn and cheese popcorn to hard candy. And it's a great value. Even with the 2-for-1 coupons from other candy places, Dan's Homemade Candies is more affordable. Make this Christmas season a win-win for you, your clients, and a locally owned, locally operated business.
Call Dan's Homemade Candies now for your client Christmas gifts. Dan's Homemade Candies, 2 locations in Joliet, 229 East Cass and 1003 Plainfield Road, and on Route 30, a block west of Wolf Road in Mokina. Or order online at danshomemadecandies.com. That's danshomemadecandies.com. Call to ask about corporate discounts.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big when you call 8338-ROCKET today. For example, with a $250,000 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you could get a new low rate under 3%. If your current rate is over 3.75%, you could lower your payment by over $100 a month, saving thousands in interest. But you've got to act now, because no one knows how long these low rates will last. So when you need a simple way to get big savings, Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rocket. Refinance offer assumes a rate of 2.99%, 3.21% APR, 70% loan-to-value ratio for the cost of 1.75 points. $4,375 due at closing. Monthly payment of $1,052.66. Taxes and insurance not included. Payment will be greater. Rates current as of 7/26/21. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
How time flies when you're having fun, or at least trying to have fun. In 2020, we lost a season, and while we will never be able to get that back, the Malloy State Farm team is happy to be back on board with Edgy Tim and Coach Rodriguero as the title sponsor of the Pigskin Preview. So here's to the players, the coaches, and the parents who have been waiting for this moment. Give it your best effort. Make it memorable. And on Monday, give the Malloy State Farm team a call at 815-463-5800 to get our best effort at saving you money.
At Amita Health, we believe every part of you matters.
To us, you're more than a set of symptoms. You're a whole person with family and work responsibilities, hobbies, hopes, and dreams. That's why we provide more than just healthcare. We provide whole care. It's an approach that considers every aspect of your life and helps us understand your unique needs so we can treat you the way you wish to be treated. Learn more at amitahealth.org/wholecare. Amita Health, in sickness and in health.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
And welcome back. It is the quarterfinal round edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Edgy Tim along with the coach, Joe Rodagero.
Good evening.
And Evan, the sheriff, brought us in here. We are here for the next hour or so. Going to talk a little IHSA football, get into our Lockport Porters, maybe talk about some ice cream and wine and some other nonsense that comes up. And no one I think of more when I think of nonsense on the radio than the head coach of your Lockport Porters, George Chard. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I always enjoy coming on here.
Well, for some reason,
I always try to think of something to say that'll make me seem smart, and then all of a sudden you guys ask me these questions, and it's over.
It's over. we stopped worrying about that a long.
Yeah, we don't ask those questions. No.
A long time ago.
No.
In a lot of ways, you and your team and your program are kind of on uncharted waters. It's been a long time since you've been at this level. How do you kind of, I don't want to say hold the kids back, but you know what I mean, George? You kind of want to keep things in check. Is it attempting to stay business as usual? Do you address it at all? How do you handle it?
Well, great question, because you're absolutely right. Our kids have not been in this position before, and there's a lot of things that come with it. But I think we've established a long time ago that in order to get in this position, you have to have these kind of like work-like habits and these rituals and these routines that you got to go to. And when you're doing them, nothing can get in the way. So it's kind of like, I know Josh said, it's business as usual when we get on the practice field. If we happen to be in a good mood, all it takes is one guy to loaf, and then all of a sudden I remember, lights on, hey, you can't be doing that right now, and you quickly get back into the swing of things. But it's a very enjoyable time. The kids should be enjoying it, but we know the reason why we're here is because of a mixture of talent and hard work that we put in.
George, last week, we've talked defense with you and throughout the whole year with your Porters, but they really came up with a big play that forced fumble on a sack that really changed the momentum of the game for you guys.
Absolutely. Well, we had one before that too, when they were marching in to score. It was, they threw so many different formations at us, and our kids did just a great job of adjusting on the fly, because there's only so much you can practice. You don't know what they're going to do. So we might have thrown, not exaggerating, close to 30 different scenarios of what they can line up and do.
Yep.
And we were kind of, like I said, adjusting on the fly, and it just so happens that they were like somewhere around our 10-yard line, and the ball, next thing I know, I saw the ball bouncing, and we jumped on it, and I thought that was the big turning of the tide, because if they go in and score, who knows, what happens. But we turned around, and there was another sack, where our quarterback, our DN, Ethan Gallagher, came around and kind of that. I thought that was a big play too, but we did get the turnover to start it early in the game there. That was, a great play for us. Yeah, absolutely. It got the defense believing again, and, we just settled down after that.
I want you to talk a little bit about Hayden Timosek's play in the postseason and how important that's been.
It's been extremely important, and we talk about it all the time. We say, you got to have good defense, you got to have good special teams, and you have to have a quarterback that's a great leader and getting the job done. And when things are looking bad, he's got to be able to bail you out of situations and distribute the ball and call the right play and do the right checks and all those things. And you could just see our quarterback coaches, we got three of them that work with him, and all three of them have, talked about his improvement on things from Just his footwork to his release, to his reads, to I get on him for stuff like, hey, tuck your shirt and stuff like that, But he's getting better at everything, and you could just see him maturing, and he wants to play quarterback at the next level, and you can really see him working at it. And I'm going to tell you this too, guys. He can punt the ball today. We're just amazed at him punting the ball. I wish we could, usually we're punting from around the 50, so he's got to kind of let it up so it doesn't go in the end zone. But when he lets it fly, he's got over a 4-second hang time, and he's turning it over, and he's got a bright future.
Is he, and again, I got to know him a little bit, him and his younger brother, and he's a terrific young man, but personality-wise, at least the dealings I've had with him, he can be kind of quiet at times. Is that something that you've kind of had to see him work out of, or maybe he's just more vocal with his teammates? Was that kind of a concern going into the year with him? Is if he had that, leader kind of more vocal personality?
Yeah, he's not a rah-rah guy.
Right.
He is more of a more serious, stern guy. And I was concerned, I don't want to, say negative things, but yeah, I was concerned about, that he wasn't there yet, but we always felt that he would get there. We would prod him along. We would teach him. We would coach him. We would coerce him to do the right things, to be a leader, showing up early for practice, leaving last, working with your teammates. Those are all little things that, he's doing now, and he's more vocal. There would be times we'd get on guys, but now, a little tap on the butt to get you going. But he's got a great connection with a couple of our receivers, and you can see it. And, you can see it come game day. It's pretty fun to watch.
George, I've seen you 4 or 5 times, and I thought the Lions game was the best performance both offensively and defensively that I saw. Usually the defense kind of dominated a little bit and things like that. But I thought the offense and defensive lines 2 weeks ago, and it sounds like last week too, it sounds like they're just taking charge of the other team's lines.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, on offense, our line, Dave Palmer and Ryan Russell do a great job of working with our linemen. They're a lot of times undersized compared to the other team. Right. But I think they do a good job of mixing the pass and the run, where we've got good protection, and our quarterback gets rid of the ball so quick, and our receivers catch everything. And then when our passing game is going, that just opens up our running game. Yes. So those things going together have really helped us offensively. And of course, when you're jumping out the leads, your defense can kind of pin their ears back and get after it. And, our defensive line, we knew right at the beginning of the year that they were a strength. Yep. And we even have a couple packages where now we've put some of our D linemen on the offensive side, a couple of heavy running sets to, when you can't pound the ball in from, that red zone, that was kind of concerning for us. So we thought maybe we'd beef it up a little bit with some of our D linemen, and that seems to be working too.
Glenbard North, I don't know, George, I see a lot of similarities. I see a team that, Ryan Wilkins has done such a good job there. They're a blue collar bunch. They just thrive on being underdogs for whatever reason. Defensively, is this one of the better defenses you're going to face all year?
Yeah, it ranks up there. Obviously I thought, HF was a good defense. Obviously Linkaway East was a good defense. Bolingbrook was a good defense, and Glenbard West. But yeah, Glenbard North is right up there. We're looking at them and we're going, oh, these guys look physical. They run to the ball. And what's really neat about them is that they've won some tight games. Yeah. And some of the games they lost, they were close, obviously, but they went for it. Instead of going for a tie, they went for 2 to lose one game, and it's they've got no fear. It seems like they're just going out for the victory, and they're battle tested. So that's kind of scary. Yep. So but they run the ball well. They run the ball out of tight sets. And they can spread it out and pass the ball well too. So yeah, they're a good-looking team.
Yeah, no doubt. A couple bullet points going into the game Saturday. What are those for you?
Well, number one, we want to be able to play good special teams. We think that we prepare well on all levels, and we think they're going to be pretty good on offense and pretty good on defense. So we're thinking, hey, maybe we have to do a little better job on special teams than we have in the past. So we've got to step our game right there, and we've got to get to that quarterback. It's amazing for a team that ran the ball as well as they did. They were getting guys behind teams like Bolingbrook, receivers behind us. So we've got to keep things in front of us and still be able to put pressure on the quarterback. And offensively, we've got to continue to run the ball and not turn it over.
Right.
For sure, not turn it over.
All right, my friend. Well, that game again Saturday, huge ball game out of Glenbard North. That's a 1:00 kickoff. Lockport at Glenbard North. George, appreciate it. Go get them, and hopefully we'll be talking to you next week.
Oh, that would be awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right. Good luck, George.
George Chard joining us.
Bye-bye.
From Lockport, and it's time to go.
Yeah. Again, what I like about this Porter team right now, and you mentioned Hayden. I think he's throwing the ball, spinning the ball the best he's had all year.
Yep.
And that's going to be the difference. To me, that's going to be the difference on Saturday. I mean, as George said, they pass the ball to loosen up the defense so they can run, and you've got
they're really good defensively. I mean,
they are
in the right place at the right time. They're well coached. It's going to be a heck of a game.
Yes.
I think relatively low scoring. And again, as George mentioned, you look at their losses; they are in every game.
Right.
They're not out of a game. There really hasn't been teams that have put up really big points on them either.
Right.
So, expect that one to probably come down on the wire. So again, appreciate George joining us. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Lockport.
Yeah, I am too.
I'm taking Lockport.
I am too. Going to be tight. Going to be close, but I like the Porters. Who else you got in 8A? Lincoln Way East Loyola. Who are you taking?
I got Loyola.
I took Loyola too. We both took Lockport over Glenbard North. I'm taking Marist over Glenbrook South.
Yes,
I think Marist has had a very nice path here.
Yes,
I haven't been overly tested, and Glenbrook South's a solid team, but I think Marist got a little bit too much. And then Maine South, Neuqua Valley, and I know one of the messages on the YouTube stream mentioned it. First time Maine South playing on grass all year. So
I was going to mention that this is the first time. Yes,
but I don't know. I still think Maine South finds a way to get it done.
Yes.
So again, should be a terrific ball game. In a minute, we're going to go to commercial break, and then don't go anywhere. We're going to bring Darren Sunkett in from East St. Louis, and looking forward to talking to him. And Joe, just getting to more know about the Flyers for sure, and their big game. They are traveling to take on the Lamont football team on Saturday. So we're going to step aside, take a break. This is the quarterfinal round edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
1340 WJOL, doing our duty to serve those who have served our country.
It's Veterans Day. Take a moment to say thank you to all those who have honorably served this great nation.
You've heard all the ads. You keep putting it off. Make today the day you call Advantage Driver Training and change your career. 4 short weeks from now, you can have your CDL driver's license and a whole new job when you call Advantage Driver Training today. You've heard all the advantages of getting your CDL truck driver's license from Advantage Driver Training, like choosing from day or evening classes taught by experienced truck drivers with small class sizes in a Secretary of State approved CDL school. This is a whole new career in 4 short weeks with one low, all-inclusive price and no hidden costs. Not all driver training schools are the same. So do your homework and take advantage of Advantage Driver Training's huge new facility for your future. The opportunities are better than ever before. So let's get this CDL career thing done this fall. Call Advantage Driver Training today or go online, advantage-drivertraining.com. Advantage Driver Training, going the extra mile for you.
Got a problem with your car? Here's a chance to talk to the experts. Listen in this Thursday at 9:35 to Car Talk with the experts from the service department at Darcy Buick GMC. Call in with your questions about any vehicle and get honest, experienced answers about your car. Plus, get helpful tips for keeping your car in great shape for every season. Listen to Car Talk this Thursday at 9:35 a.m. Brought to you by Darcy Buick GMC on Essington Road in Joliet and at darcymotors.com. Right here at 1340 WJOL. Will County's News Talk Sports. When it comes to real estate, we have a buyer tsunami, an overload of buyers. Know more about your largest investment, your home. Find out why. Tuesdays at noon with Get Real with Eddie or GetRealWithEddie.com. Eddie Rudiger of the Rudiger Group at Baird & Warner will help you learn that buyer demand is here to stay. Current home remodeling ideas, interest rates, and the hottest colors to paint. Keep yourself and your home up to date. It is your biggest investment. Real estate information on your home, Tuesdays at noon with Get Real with Eddie or GetRealWithEddie.com.
Big news from Simply Safe Home Security. Okay. Actually, I think the horns are too much. That's better. Big news. The new wireless outdoor security camera is here. Yes, Simply Safe's award-winning home security just got even better, taking whole home protection to a whole new level. Okay, I'm missing the horns. Simply Safe is celebrating this new camera with 50% off a new system this week. Visit simplysafe.com.
I'm Brenda Connor, identity theft victim.
No, I'm Brenda Connor.
Too bad it's hard to tell which Brenda is real.
That's what you think. I've got LifeLock to monitor my info and alert me to potential identity threats. And if I become a victim, they help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can help protect what's mine. How about that, Brenda? Thought so.
Join LifeLock by Norton and save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com with promo code NEWS.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
Playoffs onto the quarterfinal round this Saturday night. WJOL will be live at Joliet Memorial Stadium for the showdown in Class 4As. The Joliet Catholic Hilltoppers look to take another step towards a state championship. They'll take on Genoa Kingston at 7. Pregame at 6:30. All brought to you by Tire Tracks USA and also on WJOL.com.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
Welcome back to the quarterfinal edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. Edgy Tim, along with the coach, Joe Rodriguero, Evan, the Sheriff, Bredesen, spinning the dials. And gentlemen, always a pleasure to bring in this next guest, someone that has, for some strange reason, always taken my phone calls. I don't get it, but I'm not going to question it. He is the head coach and athletic director of East St. Louis Flyers. And again, just done a tremendous job with the state's winningest high school football program. And Coach Darren Sunkett joins us. And Sunk, first of all, I appreciate you taking time to join us. And, well, things are rolling along just kind of by design. Congratulations and welcome to the quarterfinals.
All right. Hey, thank you, Ed. Thanks for having me on. Always look forward to it.
Well, I want to talk before we get into the playoffs and your opponent this week in Lamont, which, obviously making the trip up here on Saturday. I want to know how your experience was this year playing St. John Bosco out in California and then playing IMG down at Jackson State. I know that, we talked before and just an incredible schedule that you lined up. How did those experiences go for you? Was it what you thought it would be? Just fill us in.
Well, it was definitely what we thought it was. And, it pretty much let us see what type team we really had. You play those type opponents, and you find out real quick that you really can't make too many mistakes. I mean, the moment you make a mistake and get behind, it can pretty much cause your ball game. And I know for sure the Bosco game. We had a very flat second quarter, and that flat second quarter playing against an opponent like that, you're not going to come back from it. You're talking about you're talking about programs with 15, 16 Power 5 guys in the starting lineup. So they're extraordinary. But I tell you what, just the atmosphere in California, the love they have for the game. You know, it was a great environment for our kids to play in. And, you know, it was the same way down in Mississippi playing IMG. That's probably one of the best football teams I've seen. It's probably a Division I double A football team. But I mean, those guys are stacked. But you know, it showed me that my guys will, you know, they'll get out there and compete against anybody, and you know, compete to the best of their ability. You know, we gave it all we had. We found we came out on the losing end, but you know, we found out a lot about our football team those 2 weekends.
Well, and again, I give you all the credit in the world for taking on that challenge, because let's face it, not too many in the state have ever done that. Would you do it again?
Yeah, we definitely do it again. You know, I mean, we're as a matter of fact, we're in talks now with Bosco for a rematch. You know, I mean, you know, it was a great game, and you know, the coach, you know, he really complimented our guys, and they want to bring us back out. So, you know, I mean, if everything is right financially, and you know, they're able to take care of us, you know, we'll definitely be back out there in California.
You know, I just thought I'd put this in your head. You know, that'd be one heck of an opponent for the Classic. I'm just saying.
You know, we like to win our Classic. You know, not saying we're not going to win, but you know, I don't know. We have the money to bring those guys out here.
That's true.
I'll write a check, Coach. We'll take care of it.
As you'll take care of it, Coach. Coach, I mean, just experience-wise, and you talked about the football end, but just the travel, especially out to California for your kids, had to be a special experience for them.
Oh, it's definitely special. I mean, you know, our kids might never have the opportunity, some of them, to get a chance to visit the West Coast again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I know when I was in high school, I never left the community I was in until I went off to college. So, you know, I mean, it's just a great experience. You know, not everyone's going to play college ball, and not everyone's going to have those opportunities to travel the U.S. So, you know, just go out there and see what the West Coast looks like, and visit some things out there in L.A. You know, it was definitely great. So it's an experience these guys, our kids, never forget.
Okay, I want to talk about your team more in depth here. I watched your game last week against Richards. Athletes all over the field, in my opinion, and good athletes with a lot of great speed. You run a lot of different running backs. The guy that caught my eye, and I looked over your roster, I go, holy cow, this kid's only a freshman. And because I saw him run a couple, the balance T. Martin has when he gets hit by a defender.
Right.
It's to me, I'm just looking, I'm saying to myself, holy cow. And then I had to look on the roster to see what year he was. He was only a freshman. I think he's going to be a special player for you.
No, Terrain is pretty good, you know, and we think the same thing. You know, I mean, we brought him along slowly, and you know, honestly, we think he's definitely the best back in our program. You know, I mean, we just got some older guys ahead of him that you know we still want to get some time to give them an opportunity to showcase their talents, get in school. But you know, when it all comes down to it, I mean, if we get clutch and Ryan's available, that's definitely a guy we want with the ball in his hands.
And two guys, Sunk, I want to talk about, and one I've known since he was in 8th grade. And talk about Miles McVeigh. You see his development and his growth, and I don't think people realize that this is still an underclassman. What he's been able to do.
He's only 16.
Yeah.
Oh, no, 15. I don't think he turned 16 yet.
What he's been able to do, his physical development, and what impresses me even more, Sunk, is his leadership and how that has grown for such a young guy that he has just embraced that, especially this year. And you know he's one of the leaders on that team. Talk about his transformation. And then the other kid I want to talk about a little bit too. I mean, we hear about Luther Burden and we hear about all these superstars you have. Someone's got to get on the ball, and Pop's Battle's been a starter for you since a freshman. Talk about the way he's come along as a player, because it's been incredibly impressive.
Well, you know, Miles McVeigh, you know, he's, you know, we knew he had the potential when he was in 8th grade. And like you say, just to watch his development, it's everything he's getting, all the accolades he's getting is definitely well deserved. He's a kid who he works out twice a day. He's always worked out twice a day. He in our weight program, and then he goes to elite training and he works out there. He does his schoolwork. So this kid's got a very busy schedule, and I think the thing that I'm most impressed with is just the way his body has changed.
Yeah.
He's a big, best way to put it, he's a big sloppy kid as a freshman. And now you look at him, he's a kid who's lost, about 30 pounds. He's put muscle on it. He's stronger. He's faster. He's more agile. He's just worked every weakness that he had in his game to make that a positive. There was a time as a freshman, we couldn't run screens because he couldn't get out in front. Now this kid, he's getting out in front of our backs, and he's leading them 15, 20 yards down the field. So, it's just just tells you what kind of great kid he has, what the work ethic he has, and he's going to be a very successful kid on the next level.
And then Pops as well. You got to talk about his progression. And again, it's scary. He's only a sophomore.
Well, you know what? I tell you, this spring ball, I think, I hate to say it's probably the best thing to happen in Illinois.
Yep.
I wish we'd have spring ball year in and year out. It was definitely a chance to develop Pops. So he got a head start. He got something that a lot of quarterbacks don't have the opportunity to get. And he's another kid that, as an eighth grader, you can see the talent in him. And it doesn't help to have a guy like Luther, as a security blanket. But, Pops works his butt off. He's a very smart kid. He's picking up things very well, just being his second year. And, we couldn't ask much more from him.
Coach, looking at the stats, Edgy gave them to me, and what impresses me is with the talent that you have, and that there's not much difference between passing yards and rushing yards. So it's not a team trying to defend you guys cannot just say, well, they're just a throwing team. Like, we have teams up here that just basically rush the football or basically throw the football. But you have a balance. It's almost even as far as rushing and passing. And I give you a lot of credit, and your coaches, that you see the talent that you have and you try to give everybody an opportunity to get some yards sometime on offense.
No, we definitely do. And I tell you, our play calling a lot is dictated by what's in the box.
Right.
So,
I agree.
It's just a numbers game. We're counting the box and we figure out what we want to do. And, you got teams that come into the game, and, we've had several teams that we're going to make the sophomore quarterback beat us. Let's make Pop's battle beat us. And he's shown he can do that. And then, you got teams, well, we're not going to let Luther get the ball. We're going to bracket him and play three deep, three over the top. And, now you're giving our run game an opportunity to be successful. So, just having guys like Luther Burton, it helps the run game. And like I said, also helps, it helps a young quarterback in his development. Because like you say, he's always got a security blanket. You can always throw the ball up to Luther, and some special things is going to happen.
Yeah, no, Luther is a special athlete for sure,
no doubt. Are you almost happy you're going on the road this week?
You know what? I think our kids are a lot more focused when they're on the road.
Right.
We have them, and they're with us for a pretty much a long amount of time. We know what they're doing. We know where they're sleeping. And we actually get a chance. Like I say, it's a bonding that we have the opportunity to do. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. We watched them out, and they're a pretty good football team. As a program that I never really heard of until this year. But you watch those guys on film. I think their coach does a very good job. They're very physical. That's the first thing that stands out. Just their physicality. So we're going to have to really strap our chin straps on and put our mouthpieces in and really go to work Saturday afternoon.
Walk us through the travel agenda. What time do you guys leave East St. Louis? I got to imagine you probably got to stop somewhere about halfway. Walk us through your plan for Saturday.
Well, no, we're actually going to leave. We're going to leave Friday morning. We'll pull out We'll pull out tomorrow morning about 9:00. We'll get to our destination, our hotel. We'll eat later on that night. And we'll wake up and get ready to play. We'll have a slight walkthrough. We have a little walkthrough in the parking lot, just to make sure we got all our ducks in line. And we'll be ready to go Saturday at 2:30.
Coach, when I look over your team, and not many weaknesses, but as Edgy said, you're the athletic director. Do you guys have a soccer team at East St. Louis?
I tell you what, I wish we did.
That was going to be my question. Could you grab a soccer player to kick for you guys?
Hey, we've been saying that for years.
What did I tell you, Joe?
That's exactly what Edgy told me. You guys have been trying to do that for years.
We tried, man. I tell you, I really wish we had a soccer program, but unfortunately, we don't. So we just try to make the best out of the situation we have.
Just give it to Luther. It's fine.
That's right. Just give it to anyone.
Sunk, again, always appreciate you picking up my calls. Again, I don't know why you do, but you do. So I'll keep calling. But again, I will see you on Saturday at Lamont and wish you guys safe travels and best of luck. And, go get them and best of luck and everything. Okay.
Yeah. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks, Edge. Thank you, guys. Look forward to seeing you.
All right. Darren Sunkett joining us from East St. Louis. And again, guys, just great to have him join us and definitely appreciate him taking time. Because let's face it, he doesn't need to.
No.
But, the thing you learn about Sunk and his assistants, they're huge high school football fans. I mean, they follow everything. Trust me, they know what's going on up here as much as anybody knows what's going on here. They follow things closer than anybody, and they are tuned in, and it's a heck of a team. By all means, if you don't have a dog in the fight, get out to Lamont Saturday and go watch this team. I think it'll be a good game, Joe.
Yes. Go ahead, Evan.
I was just going to say, to me, Darren Sunkett, listening to that interview and the times that we've had him on this program before, he's a coach who's doing it for all of the right reasons.
Yep.
He cares about the kids. He cares about doing it the right way. And to me, when you see the impact he's had, not just on that school, but in that community, you can't tell me that high school sports doesn't matter or doesn't make a difference. He has fundamentally changed hundreds of people's lives, hundreds of young people's lives through what he's done with that program. And it cannot be overstated.
You go to East St. Louis and you listen to the fans, and trust me, there's some great high school football fans down there. Sunk had his critics for a long time. They, a lot of these fans go back to the Bob Shannon era.
Yes.
And, doing it the way Bob did it. Well, okay, Sunk is doing it the way he's doing it, and look at the success they have. Can I address one more thing about them? And someone put a comment in the YouTube talking about, well, East St. Louis recruits players. Okay, now just think about this for a second. Let me walk this through. So you're telling me that East St. Louis is recruiting people to move into East St. Louis? Just think about that for a second. Okay, let that sink in. Does anyone realize the fact that maybe they're winning and they're having success is what's drawing some of these kids into that district? That happens public or private. I can go through every public program left in the playoffs and say, well, here's another school district that I'm guarantee you, like it or not, kids are moving into that district. The same at East St. Louis. Joe, Evan, do you know how many kids that have left East St. Louis over the years and have gone to other schools in that area? Trust me, folks. Look, you can say what you want, and that's fine. You're more than welcome to your opinion. All I know is that I have seen probably 100-fold leave that community as opposed to moving in.
I would like to know how many kids over the last, let's just go since 2000. How many kids have ended up on Missouri football team rosters who maybe should have been playing for East St. Louis or Illinois teams around that area. So let's just pump the brakes a little bit.
So again, look, I mean, in this era, anything can happen. I mean, we've seen for every program. So, but I'm just telling you from the surface that, you know, that's fine. People like saying that and they're having success and that comes with the territory. Just think about that a little bit and then come back to me. All right. We're going to step aside and take a break. Don't go away. Hey, we'll welcome your phone calls after those comments. 815-254-7300. Step aside. One more segment coming up. This is the quarterfinal edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports.
The American people are united.
Honoring those who served. This Veterans Day, we say thank you. 1340 WJOL.
I'm Dawn Coletta, owner of Elegance Underneath in Naperville. For over 13 years, Elegance Underneath has been helping our amazing customers find their true fit. Treat yourself this holiday season to a complimentary true fit fitting from Elegance Underneath in Naperville. Elegance Underneath will revolutionize the way you look and feel in your clothes with a great selection of strapless bras and shapewear to complete any holiday look. No cuff spillage or gaping for you in that cocktail dress. Elegance Underneath offers the best fitting bras in all shapes, styles, and sizes, but specialize in double D cup and above in the highest quality brands and latest fashion colors. New customers always enjoy a discount on all full price merchandise. And don't forget, Elegance Underneath gift certificates make great gifts. Visit Elegance Underneath for your no appointment needed true fit fitting. Like Elegance Underneath on Facebook and come see us in the Naperville Crossings Plaza at Route 59 and 95th Street in Naperville.
Hey, if you have a question about a gun, new or old, Freddie Bear Sports has the answer because they're the gun experts. Plus, they're the best place to shop for new firearms. Freddie Bear Sports is veteran-owned, a Glock law enforcement blue label dealer, which means they offer special pricing to military and law enforcement. Now, if you need cash, Freddie Bear Sports guarantees nowhere will offer more money for your guns. They give top dollar for your rifles, shotguns, pistols, antique guns, and more. In fact, they're the most trusted gun store around and have been in business for over 40 years, right in downtown Tinley Park. So avoid the hassle of shopping around. Just go straight to Freddie Bear Sports. And don't forget, if it's time for a new firearm, you gotta check out their website at FreddieBearSports.com to search their new firearm inventory, where you can easily purchase online. Freddie Bear Sports. They're open 7 days a week at 17250 Oak Park Avenue in downtown Tinley Park, or at FreddieBearSports.com.
Keeping your tax information safe keeps your business safe. That's why Greg Severson at Cordano, Severson & Associates goes above and beyond to keep your business tax information private. This includes keeping everything he does local to our community. There's no outsourcing services overseas like the big firms do, or storing sensitive documents in places where online hackers have easy access. And Greg Severson has taken multiple measures behind the scenes to protect his clients from tax identity fraud. Give yourself peace of mind for your business. Call Greg Severson at Cordano, Severson & Associates. Beyond keeping your business safe from tax hackers, Greg will set you up for the ever-changing business tax landscape to give you the best tax advantages. Call Cordano, Severson & Associates, a firm you can trust and your business can afford. Co-founder and proud member of the Will Buy Local Alliance. Do you have tax prep experience but are tired of making the commute downtown? Cordano Severson is hiring qualified tax professionals. Inquire today by calling 815-744-1900. That's 815-744-1900.
Hi, this is State Farm Agent John Wright. Every team knows the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I can help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score savings by combining your home and auto with me, State Farm Agent John Wright. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, John Wright, at 815-725-5052 today.
It's a tradition. It's a passion. It's a way of life. High school football in Will County runs through the blood of sports fans everywhere.
Playoffs onto the quarterfinal round this Saturday night. WJOL will be live at Joliet Memorial Stadium for the showdown in Class 4A's. The Joliet Catholic Hilltoppers look to take another step towards a state championship. They'll take on Genoa Kingston at 7. Pregame at 6:30. All brought to you by Tire Tracks USA and also on WJOL.com.
Your official home for Joliet and Will County sports is 1340 WJOL.
Welcome back. It is the final segment of the quarterfinal edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News Talk Sports. And Joe, we got some Lamont fans fired up about a little East St. Louis talk.
And again, Lamont's a great team.
Of course.
I mean, it can happen. That's why they play. As I always say, Morris got beat last week. I thought that they would handle Morton.
Yeah.
The Glazer kid rushed for over 250 yards.
Yeah.
And, a lot of guys, when I was listening to the game on the radio going to Minooka, they were referring to that back as Durgo-esque. And when I heard the name Durgo, I said, this guy is a stud.
No doubt.
As a running back is. But again, I think a couple keys, and I'm sure the offensive guys know this, is that you can't get behind the sticks against this team. You cannot.
Right.
You got to keep moving forward. And if they can,
your best defense, I think, is going to be Albert. That's your best defense.
Yes.
If he's able to pick up 3-4 yards at a crack, be able to continue to move the ball. And again, teams that have got after East St. Louis have given East St. Louis trouble. Again, we talked about it, Joe. Yep. It's the Mount Carmels of the world. It's the teams that maybe run a little counter, little delays, little double wing kind of stuff, which obviously Lamont doesn't do. But I think if Albert could get going and they're able to move the ball on the ground a little bit, I think that makes a bit of a difference. I think you've got to win ball control, no doubt.
And defensively against this offense, they saw a pretty good offense last week. And I know Coach Hayes made adjustments at halftime with the defensive staff, and they shut out Springfield in that second half. I think the first quarter and a half is going to be the key to this game.
Yeah.
I really do. You cannot let them get off to a quick start because they'll just keep coming at you. And that's definitely a key to this game.
Let's go out to the phone lines. Other Bob joins us. Hello, Other Bob.
Hello, fellas. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
Good. Hey, a couple of quick things. We're getting deeper into the playoffs.
Yep.
A lot of the teams with the bad records are done. I think you're going to find a lot more competitive games the next couple of rounds.
Yeah, it's fair.
I'm wondering if there's any one team that has surprised you the most that they're still going, and number two, who's been flying under the radar that you think could make some noise based off the last couple of weeks?
Good question. I mean, at this point,
I think a team like St. Pat's in 5A.
Yeah, they're one, and then Willowbrook is the other, because we never talk about Willowbrook, and all they do is win. They just win. They're in their 5th straight quarterfinal appearance. It's crazy. Again, Nick Hildreth does a tremendous job at that program. And I told you, Joe, I had talked with some of the Willowbrook coaches earlier this week, and they lost their first 2 games. They lost to Providence.
Right.
They lost to Downers North, I believe. But they'll tell you, they truly look at those as kind of preseason kind of games, and it takes them a few weeks to get rolling. And once they do, things just seem to come together for them late in the year. St. Pat's is another great. See, to me, Joe and Other Bob, St. Pat's is a Catholic League team that got in the was it 5A? They're in the 5A. And I think matchups play a lot in that. They played Sterling, who had been banged up, but Sterling also kind of a power run team. Then they beat Rochelle, same kind of football. That's right up St. Pat's alley. So, and again, it's going to be a little bit different this week, taking on Sycamore. But yeah, Other Bob, that's St. Pat's is one for sure that I think is still alive. And then the team that I think could surprise some people in 7A is Jacobs. They're the only bigger Fox Valley team left. Everything else is in 6 and 5. Jacobs, Brian Zimmerman, former Lincoln Way player, who we had him on the show.
Yes.
Really good offense. They put up a ton of points. I know that they're playing Prospect. Prospect a little banged up. I think Brian Zimmerman and Jacobs can wind up in the semifinal in 7A.
It'll be fun to see. It's always nice to bring some new
Other Bob
blood in there.
Other Bob, I got a question for you.
What's that?
So I heard some rumblings about some heated tent tailgate Saturday night.
It was cold out there.
That Kevin Collins is going to. Where is our invitation? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, Edgy, you've been invited forever. You know that. And I heard Joe made an appearance a couple of weeks ago, huh?
Well, I am also going to be at Joliet Catholic Saturday night.
Well, you know where we are. We'd love to see you.
And we've got two guys already on the call, and I'll be the third wheel. So I might not even watch the game. I might just hang out at the tailgate.
I'm not going to say anything to that. We can talk about that later.
All right, buddy. We'll let you go. I appreciate it.
Joe, are you doing the game then Saturday?
Yes, I am. Yes.
And so am I.
Edgy and do it.
The game too, huh?
Yes.
So am I. It's going to be a very special Edgy broadcast.
I look forward to it.
All right, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, other Bob joins us. We appreciate the phone call. Let's go through it.
All right.
Evan, get on the mic.
Where are we going to start? Oh, we already did.
We already did 8A. Let's go through 7A.
All right.
7A, Mount Carmel, Brother Rice.
Brother Rice.
Yeah. Mount Carmel scared me over Batavia. That was not a good look at all.
If they play the way against Brother Rice, the way they did against Batavia, that's going to be over real fast.
Wheaton North against Willowbrook. Look, I've picked against Willowbrook every round. Why should I stop now? But they do scare me a little bit. But I'll take Wheaton North.
Okay.
I'll take Willowbrook.
I'll take Willowbrook also.
Just because I got to go the other way.
Bandwagon.
Absolutely.
Hononegah, St. Rita. I got to go with St. Rita.
Me too.
Jacobs Prospect, as you heard, I'm going to go with Jacobs in that game.
Yeah, because you always say you don't know what prospect team is going to show up.
Right.
So
6A, Crystal Lake Central, Cary Grove.
That game will be over in what, about 88 minutes?
Prairie Ridge, Lake Forest. I think a very good game, but I'm predicting the Fox Valley semifinal.
Yes.
Could it be Prairie Ridge, Cary Grove in the semis?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
that's going to be like a 60-minute game.
There's real good odds I'll be at that game in the semi. Real good.
It'll
odds.
last less than an hour. Of course you will be.
Guys, East St. Louis, Lamont.
I'm going to go East St. Louis.
Remember that payroll.
East St. Louis.
Yeah, going to go East St. Louis. There you go, Lamont fans. You can go record it. We all picked against you.
When Lamont wins next week, you can call in and give us a tough time.
Yeah. Here's another sneaky team. I think Crete Monique's going to have an easier time at Washington than they had with St. Ignatius that week. I think this is an easier game. Yeah, I like Crete to get the win on the road.
Is that at Crete or is that at Washington?
It's at Washington.
That's a kind of tough place to play.
It is. I think they'll get it done though. 5A, St. Pat's, Sycamore. I think St. Pat's ends.
Yes.
I'm going with Sycamore.
Sycamore is good.
Fenwick, Naz. Huge ball game. I'm going to go with Naz. I picked Naz at the beginning of the playoffs when the brackets came out. I thought the winner of this could win 5A. I'm going with Naz.
I'm going to go with Fenwick.
Marion, Kankakee. Kankakee could win 5A. They could win 5A.
No joke.
I'm going with Kankakee. Muhammad Seymour, Morton. Muhammad Seymour, I think it's the win, and then it ends.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to pick Morton.
The Lamont fans are about to invade your house.
Very
Joe.
mad at you, Joe.
Well, it's
they expect it.
They've got the
us,
torches. They got the torches. They're going to find where you live. Oh, all right. I think that's going to do it. We're going to wrap up. This has been fun. Let's do this again next week. Want to thank our coaches. Want to thank certainly the calls. Everybody calling in, joining us. Always great to hear from you guys. Gavin Johnston from Reed Custer, Jake Jaworski, JCA, George Chart, Lockport, Darren Sunkett, East St. Louis. Your phone calls. Again, the broadcast schedule. We will be out at Joliet Memorial Stadium at ATI Field. Genoa Kingston taking on Joliet Catholic. Joe will be on the call. Dave Dwyer will be on the call. I will be on the call. Yes, a very edgy broadcast. Thanks, everybody. Go out and see a game. I'll see you out at the stadium Saturday night. This is the quarterfinal edition of Pigskin Preview here on 1340 WJOL, Will County's News, Talk Sports. Good night, everybody.